Well, last but not least is Sagittarius, my darlings. You have 6 of air, cattail, all the air this particular month of February. It really is one of those months, apparently. We are in the realm of air. Lots of thought processes, lots of shifting, lots of changing. Question your assumptions this month, my darling Sagittarius, is gain clarity through articulation of your visions by writing them down. Support others in intention setting for change. A table in the afternoon sun is covered in sheets of handmade paper for writing petitions with friends. Cattails grow along the border of a nearby marsh. Crow, owl, and heron feathers are gathered. A jar of walnut ink is open and ready to document devotion. Clarity can be found in the Maya. Cattail is seen as an invasive species, often creates a stronger ecosystem by cleaning and purifying an area, making it more habitable for life. Open yourself to new ways to pray or connect with the divine. Ask for help from your community when you need it. Adjust your expectation and challenge your current way of thinking. As cattail seeds are carried by the wind, trust the spirit to carry your visions towards greater good. Cattail is sometimes called the supermarket of the wild for its many uses, as food, shelter, clothing, fuel, and medicine. Be the source of the spirit. Look for a myriad of ways to be of service to others. To craft with this particular plant spirit, learn to make botanical paper from cattails and use it for journal writing. Write a single petition, then burn the paper and let it rise to the sky. And gather friends on a new moon and support each other in intention settings. Right, so there's a big clearing energy for you in February, Sagittarius. There is a cleansing of yourself, a clearing of your assumption, a shifting away from what you thought was going to happen to what is going to happen. You are looking at an energy of not allowing assumption to be in the driving seat, because if you really don't question anything, if you just cast along or float along, you're going to be really disappointed and you're not going to make the most of this particular energy. This is all about drive, shifting, changing, and really putting this energy in for creating the world that you want to see in yourself. Because we're in that realm of air, words have power, words are spells, etc. And the universe is listening to you in particular this month. You've got those feathers here, you've got paper, you've got writing, you've got all the utensils of air. This is a very air-centric card, and it's all about intention setting, writing it out, journaling, manifestation. The realm of the mind is big for you and in general this February. And it should become as no surprise because we are in mostly Aquarius. We're in mostly of an air energy anyway. So the fact that most of that aligns with that energy should come as no surprise. But you, Sagittarius, have perhaps the most airy of the air cards that I have seen. So your mental powers of intuition and intention setting, they're going to be on the money. You need to engage with this energy because you know that change is needed and necessary. You need to get into that new moon, planting seeds, speaking things into being vibe that this particular, the cattail or the rush, or whatever you want to call it, reads can bring. And there's a lot of that kind of wind messages on the air, breath of change, shift here. And what that is going to mean to you. There's a big community focus here in this card. You're going to need to be looking at your connections and how you speak to people. You can inspire people really easily. Sagittarians tend to be really good at that anyway, but this month is with bells on by the sounds of it. But you really need to be connecting with people who you can be communicative in a very clear fashion, truthful with. You don't need people who there's any passive aggressive nonsense going on in your space. You need to have clear communication, be direct, be honest, and it goes both ways. You cannot expect to be the only person allowed to speak their truth in the room. Just be aware of that if you want people to hear your truth, you have to be willing to be receptive as well. It's not a one-directional street, Sagittarius. You have to be open to new ways of thinking, feeling, speaking, and trying things out. So there's a really lovely adventure energy here, which I think Sagittarians will appreciate, especially if you've been feeling very stuck lately. So that this is the beginning of something new. Even though we're at the 6 here, it feels almost like a fork in the road, and you're going to be able to pick a path going forward. And February is probably very much about preparing for that. It could be about making papers, getting things in line, going over the details, signing on the dotted line, getting ready to shift this February. It kind of has that energy to it as well. Usually like the Six of Swords in the traditional tarot. So there's a lot about how you're carrying your thoughts around and what you're allowing them to do to you, which is why they probably, you know, invest in writing it out, getting those words out into the world, so that you can fly free, which is where you feel the most at home anyway, Sagittarius. So that's a really lovely plant spirit for you this February. Many blessings.